Welcome to Marshall.
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 Welcome to USC Marshall. I'm Ty Callahan. I'm the Vice Dean for Undergraduate Programs here at Marshall, and we're very excited that you've joined us today. We're so glad you chose Marshall and USC to pursue your business education. We've worked with faculty, industry leaders, and corporate partners to design a curriculum that will serve you well immediately out of school and long into your career. In addition to your classes, we want you to take advantage of many great opportunities provided to students at Marshall. We also want to encourage you to explore your professional and personal interests by talking to your faculty and academic advisor. The faculty and staff are here to help you answer questions and be a resource for you. Our goal is to provide you with opportunities and resources to help you succeed in whatever goals you set for yourself. Best of luck as you start your first semester. Welcome to the Marshall community and welcome to the Trojan family.
Alumni network. Trojan family.
Strong network and alumni.
I think the first thing that stuck out to me was the Trojan family. You know, coming here on campus, I immediately felt like a part of a bigger community, which was really meaningful for me.
I just heard so many positive things about the Trojan Family Network and how it's the strongest in Marshall out of any other school.
You always really hear about the Trojan family, and I feel like a lot of students are really skeptical about it, but once you're here and once you actually see it in action, that's when you start to realize that this is actually a thing.
USC is one of the top schools in the country. Marshall is one of the top business schools in the country.
The School of Business is among the top among the nation, and the entrepreneurship program at Marshall ranks within top 10 or top 5.
Being very interdisciplinary in what you do here academically and extracurricularly. I knew that I could come to USC, pursue a 4-year undergraduate business degree, and then diversify what I was studying as well, and it was just a perfect fit.
And then again, your exposure to the global world, to global business, to international business, meeting international students coming from other countries. The holistic experience that USC Marshall offered me was tremendous. And so that mixed with the culture and the family atmosphere of USC made it a no-brainer.
I just love the spirit here. I'm a huge spirit goer, so it makes sense for me to choose USC.
I used a few Marshall resources quite heavily, one of which was academic advising, and the other was Marshall Student Organization.
I believe Marshall also have a Marshall Connection program, as Leventhal has the Leventhal Connection program. We get to meet all freshmen together, and we talk to each other, see what classes we've been taking, the same struggle and same challenges.
I really took advantage of Marshall peer tutoring. I was in some of my harder economics classes and realized pretty quickly that I needed some help.
Definitely take advantage of office hours. I think that's crucial. If you come here and you feel like you are falling behind, don't hesitate to go ask.
The Career Center was able to really help me figure out how to set myself up so that I could be successful in interviews and job opportunities in the future, so that I could get kind of a head start. And then by the time that I got to sophomore year, I was already ahead because of all the resources.
So I definitely visited the career services a lot, especially at Marshall. I visited my academic advisor a lot. And I think that through their guidance, I really learned how to balance feasibility and pursuing my ambitions.
I feel like a lot of students tend to lack a lot of that work-life balance. So there are so many things going on, and it's really difficult for them to balance not only their social life, their extracurriculars and their career, but also their academic life. And being able to meet with an advisor who really knows their stuff and who's really there to provide you with the support and the guidance that you need, that really helps first-year students.
So I'm involved with 3 Marshall student organizations primarily, the 3 being Marshall Business Student Government, MBSG, the Sports Business Association, SBA, and then Delta Sigma Pi, DSP, which is a professional business fraternity.
Marshall Business Network, which really caters towards giving students the experience to kind of see different industries.
Beta Alpha Psi, our accounting professional student organization, and Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, a volunteering organization that helps prepare tax returns for our local community.
Spark SC. So what Spark SC is essentially the hub on campus for all student entrepreneurship and innovation.
CAP, which is a Career Advantage program, and that was just a highlight of my first year.
The Career Advantage program here at Marshall, the main reason why I decided to take part in it was because I wasn't quite sure what career path I wanted to take. And so What's really great about that program is they pair you with a professional in a field of your choice.
Student organizations is where, not only have I met my best friends at Marshall, but it's where I've learned a lot because your academic learning in the classes here are tremendous, but it's really up to you to take that initiative to get that learning outside of the classroom and to really apply the skills that you're learning in class outside the classroom.
Something that I gained throughout these past 2 years at CAP was, I want to give back too. Like, it really inspired me to serve as a mentor to those who I can help.
Global experiences was one of my main reasons of choosing Marshall. I think, right away, so many freshman students have the opportunity to go abroad, whether that's through GLP, Link, Global Brigades at Marshall. You have so many opportunities to spend some time abroad.
Yeah, so going to the Link trip to Tokyo was an absolutely eye-opening, amazing experience. Getting to go to a foreign country was amazing because I got to see how companies work in a different culture and how that plays into how business is done over there.
I had the opportunity to go to China for a week over spring break, and it was such a great immersive experience for me. I'd never been to China before, and especially in the business world, countries in Europe and countries in Asia are becoming so prominent that not knowing about the culture and the way business is done there is a disadvantage.
So on the trip, basically we all start in a classroom and we're a group of 20 to 30 people who didn't know each other at all. We'd never met before, and then at this point, those are all still people that I talk to. And a lot of my friends actually came from the India trip, where I'll be walking down campus and I can see somebody and say, oh, hey, and then somebody says, oh, how do you know them? I say, well, we went to India together.
I'm actually leading a club called Global Brigades at Marshall this year. So that's the only student-run international program, and it is officially recognized by Marshall. So what we do is that we travel to Panama and Honduras and deliver business consulting, financial literacy consulting to micro-enterprises.
Definitely one that has for sure stuck out to me was actually my business communications class. My professor in that class was really the prime example of lead by example and practice what you preach.
My accounting professor is single-handedly my favorite professor here at USC because not only does he really show that he really cares about his students, but he also shows that he really enjoys teaching.
I think that's what really sets apart Marshall from other business schools around us and over the country is that their professors take an interest in your life and in not only your academic life but your personal life, and that makes you want to succeed more.
My advice is this is an opportunity that I promise you as a graduate of Marshall in both undergrad and graduate, it's going to go way too fast and you're going to look back and say, why didn't I do this or why didn't I do that? And so my advice is go for it. Just be the best.
But take advantage of the opportunity to interact with faculty throughout the academic term. We're good for other things other than just helping them prepare for the midterms or final. We can also be called upon to write letters of recommendation, whether the student is searching for an internship, a career position.
Take a taste of everything on the buffet that your first year college experience is going to present you. Because you want to know what you like, what you don't like, where your strengths and your weaknesses are, so that you can make educated and informed decisions as you go forward.
Your brain is a sponge right now, so try to absorb as much as you can. I try to get my students away from is this going to be on the test, and more how is this relevant for life? How are you going to apply this when you leave Marshall and you're working in a company, working in industry, maybe starting your own business? You don't want to remember. You want to remember as much as you can. And if you put in 100%, I always tell my students, I'll put in 200%. I'm here for you, but you got to try.
The Trojan Family Network bond is, that phrase is extremely overused, but do not take it lightly because its benefits are not exaggerated. The people that you see at Marshall just walking around the path in your classes, you're probably just, you're gonna be like, oh, it's a 200 people lecture, you're probably never gonna see them again. But you realize after a couple of semesters, you see the same familiar faces in most of your classes. And these are the people that are gonna be your best friends, your mentors, your mentees, and potential colleagues in the future.
You explore and learn as much as possible, because the more you learn now, the easier it will be for you to pursue whatever you're passionate about.
You're only here for so long, and USC gives you all the resources and outlets to pursue your dreams. So definitely use everything to your advantage and you will succeed.
Not only to get involved in everything and utilize your resources, but I would recommend not waiting until you're ready. I mean, you show up at school and you think, oh my gosh, okay, I'm just gonna wait it out and see what I want to get involved in and see how things are. No, just dive right in.
Time management is the biggest thing. I think there are so many resources and so many events that you can participate in and organizations that you can get involved. But time is really not enough, and it's for really you to carve out time and prioritize what you want to do most. Time management from the beginning till the end is the biggest thing.
Fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on!
Fight on!
Fight on!
Fight on.